Hello and welcome to Willet Commander number 45. Today I have Hana Pashar, Ruin Seeker. So on this channel we aim to take every single commander out for a spin of 5 games, and Hana Pashar is one that is very difficult to build around because it asks you to play cards that require dungeon abilities to a trigger in only blue, white and colourless. There aren't many effects that do this, but we do have a lot that do. There are some rubbish ones as well that venture into the dungeon. Let's have a look at a few, shall we? We have Ranger's Hawk, where we have to free and another creature at sorcery speed. There is not Fey of Wishes. There's Bar the Gate, which is fine. It's a counter spell, but we enter this dungeon once. There's Shortcut Seeker, which has to deal damage, and I'm just like, no, not about that. What all the blue and white ones have in common is that both Nadar, Displaced Beast, Eccentric Apprentice, and Veteran Dungeoneer all enter the battlefield and trigger the enter the dungeon thing. So I've tried to make a pseudo blink deck which has a bunch of blink effects that can re-trigger. Oh, and Close to Gargoyle. There is 5 cards that venture into the dungeon upon entering the battlefield. So we've got a bunch of blink effects as well as some more control-y pieces to try and take over the game by venturing into the dungeon. We have some good creatures to kind of, if we go down that Dungeon of the Man-Mage path, but this effect is really fun. I really like triggering dungeon effects twice. Probably not going to be the most powerful. I'd be surprised if we get more than 3 wins. But yeah, anyway, please subscribe if you can, if you really enjoy the video, because we are still a small channel and every bit of growth is very much appreciated. Anyway, on with that, and on to the first game with Hana Pashar. Okay, so we're on to our first game with Hana Pashar, and we are against the Boulder. A big boulder, which is actually, I think, in the opposing colours to ourselves. So we need a third land quite badly, but we can foretell a Raven form, which would then only be cast later. So let's ship that one back. That's a bit better. I think we can deal with that. Hello there. Oh, hello. We've opted, instead of the big Sphinx this time, to go for the little blue dragon that breathes fire everywhere, as that feels vaguely Dungeons and Dragons-esque, does it not? And we'll start off with a Lion Sash, which can help our Gideon Blackblade out, but I think we're going to go try and venture into the dungeon as soon as we can with Displace a Beast, as that's what we're here to do. Maybe play Hana Pashar as early as possible. So this doubles the power of a creature, and that kills our Lion Sash. So they're probably going to play their commander next turn, so I feel fairly safe playing Hana Pashar. And then we can cast out the commander, or we can just start venturing into that dungeon of ours. 2-4, yeah, not a big deal if that's a 4-1 in my mind. Displace a Beast also does return itself to its owner's hand, which is really nice. Yeah, maybe cast out. We'd also really like to scry to make sure we have next land drop, but this is the most efficient use of our mana. Get rid of the boulder. And get attacking with Hana Pashar. Might be an idea to be more on the defensive, especially with things like that going on. Where does Goldspan not belong? Okay, but can we blink it right now? I don't think we can blink it. Mesmerizing Benefit seems like utter trivial game pieces, so I think it might be time. I don't know. Venturing into the dungeon means we can scry twice or gain 2 life at this point, but so maybe we don't want to start doing that. Maybe we want to start with Gideon as a target for the... Yeah, let's do Gideon. Start making our Hamargain lifelink to try and save us a little bit. But I think this is going to be... Yeah, it's going to be fairly brutal facing... Yeah, we're going to take our commander back. So my mistake there was playing Gideon, because we shouldn't have played Gideon, because we can use all our mana. And right now, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, that's not good. I mean, we distracted them for a turn. Do we have our wipes? We do have some wipes. Yeah, we have a bunch of wipes, that's fine, okay. So I think we actually want Mesmerizing Benfid. This will slow down their attacks ever so slightly, maybe enough to get a board wipe out of them. But I grow ever less optimistic about that prospect. So Goreclaw can die at least, and the illusions will stick around a little bit. This is in the deck because I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Mesmeric Benefits. It's a nice blink target because you get a bunch of these little cute illusion. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's a good game and a half. That's how you win a game of Magic the Gathering. On to the next one. Yeah. Oof, -12. Okay, now we're on to game number 2. This time we are facing the ever wonderful Clothis. So again, this hand is not the most convincing, but Clothis is a scary commander. Exiling the graveyard is going to be really useful if they're playing a lot of spells. And Close to Gargoyle does, and Dust Dawn. Yeah, Dust Dawn's a bit rubbish in this game, isn't it? They got good graveyard removal with their commander. So actually, oh, this is fine. This will do. We have Glassball Mimic, so we have some blue mana. Fly is actually a pretty decent card in terms of giving something flying with a little bit of upside. We've got Nexus Wardens, which are probably going to do incredibly little from our Clone Crafter. But we also have free mana, so maybe it's time to Hashar. Sorry, Hamar Pashar, not Pashar. And then we can Day of Judgment, whatever this Artesian Champion turns out to grow to in this turn. Should probably be something quite decently large. Oh no, okay. We could even just... Well, we couldn't kill that. No, that's not right. Okay, so Wandering Emperor. Fundamentally a wonderful card. Gonna get rid of this Artesian Champion. This is where they have Tamio's Safekeeping, isn't it? Nope, Snakeskin Veil is their choice of Save the Day card. So the next thing that we hope happens, well, they're going to hopefully kill the Wandering Emperor. Well, not hopefully, but we can fly and displace the beast next turn. Ooh, yeah. No, I'm happy for them to play Furious Rise. That's okay. Yeah, no blocks.
I guess that's that.
Cool. Urobrask is a concern for sure. But displace a beast allows us to scry one twice. Let's try and avoid lands for a bit. The time twist isn't right now, and then we're gonna let our commander go for a little fly and create 2 little gobs. Nice. Maybe no, this isn't the time to go on the mad dungeon of the Wizard's Lair or whatever it's called. Cindervines, nice. They seem to be really light on land for how many cards they've got through. They're on 82 cards left. Yep, 6-7. No, thank you. This Urobrask, I'm quite happy to see disappear from exile. Yep, cool. Barrier Breach destroys enchantments, so I'm really not that fussed about that. Maybe we do just have to play the Nexus Wardens. It's a bit rubbish, but it's a blocker, isn't it? Depopulate, we have a board wipe. Thank you. But we will hit face. Not the worst amount either. What's more impactful? I think putting +1/+1 counts on our creatures. I think we'll put them on Hamar Pashar. Like, if they decide to exile Fly, that's on them. I wouldn't think it's the best use of free mana in a turn which seems quite vital. But they might start wanting to use their Artesian Champion more defensively. I'm not sure. Good for the mirror match, I suppose, Barrier Breach. Can get rid of Clothis quite easily. They haven't just chosen to play Clothis yet. Okay, no. 7-8. Really would be surprised if they attacked here, because I think that means we win. Oh no, there we go. Ah, they've given it Vigilance. Lovely, but they choose not to attack. And they give up. Oh, there you go. Look, Hamar Pashar can win a game. Fantastic. Well, that's 1. Nice. Fantastic. Good game. And we're against Ashiok, the Dream Renderer. It's fine, isn't it? It's got Skyclave, which is quite nice, and we can just cycle the cast out on the first turn, just to see what we get next. So we can't search our library. That's the big thing to worry about here, is to not fall into the searching for our library trap. Maybe we should have left that up as a potential mana tithe, but yeah. Okay, so that's going to be unblockable. That's going to make an unblockable fish if it goes in the graveyard. Maybe they're just some sort of blue-black rogues deck instead. What's that? Oh, Mara Wizard. Well, that's a Merfolk Wizard rather than anything else. I think we can quite safely play Hana Pashar right now. And then displace a beast next turn, start getting our dungeon crawling going. Maybe we should try for a different dungeon this time. Although we do only have displace a beast, so the Lost Mines of Pandelva seems so happily safe. Beginning of your upkeep, you may mill 3 cards, then if there are 20 more cards in your graveyard, you can play the card. Okay, that's cool. We can get rid of this with Skyclave Apparition, so if they have something massive... We don't get to see what they hide away, because it's hidden away, of course. That would be a bit silly. So getting a lot of lands. So I think scrying first is a good choice. Scrying twice seems good. Don't want another land. Don't want another land. Well, that's a lot of lands. That is 2 plus 3 plus 4, so that is 9 lands and 4 non-lands in the top of our deck. Oh, sorry, we have cast out 2. Cool, so they're self-mill then, it seems. Reanimator self-mill-esque type things. And they're well off getting to that 20, but our graveyard is useless. But our graveyard's useless anyway. We have Dusk Dawn and that's about it, so not that fussed about what's going on over here. The Amara Skyforge is interesting. I guess it's a land that's also a creature. Maybe this is just kind of a budget route. Like, not everyone's out here trying to beat everyone with the Sliver Queen, or the Overlords, the big Sliver, you know. The one that pains me that exists. Cool, so they're gonna mill themselves. Okay. This doesn't seem like they're doing great things right now, so I'm gonna Cloister Gargoyle. We'll get some goblins. So we're really asking for a board wipe. But if we attack the Ashiok with both creatures, then it just goes away. They're low on land as well, which is really nice. And what board wipes can they play in black? They can play Meat Hook at some point, but we're still a... Well, they can Meat Hook for 2, which would do a really good job of clearing up our stuff. But do they have it, or are they just going to make a fish? I really appreciate these fish tokens in a bubble that can be blocked, by the way. That's... How cool? How cool? How cool is that? They're on 11, so they're going to mill themselves to... they're presumably going to mill themselves to 15, and then they get another 3 with Cemetery Tampiering, putting them on 18. This is when it triggers. Oh, they've got the Narcomoeba. Oh, true self-mill prestige. And now I'm very happy if we lose to this. Seeing a Narcomoeba, sorry, in Historic Brawl brightens my day a lot. And they get rid of the Displacer Beast. Fair enough. Good target. Good target. Okay, so I think we actually do just extend ourselves a bit. Get rid of the Cemetery Tampiering now. Hanged Executioner. I don't know if we get to see the hidden away card. No, we never will. But attack for everything, I think. This only matters if it's completed a dungeon. But presumably they're going to kill the Inspiring Overseer, yeah. Might have been an idea for the Goblins to go at Ashiok there to save them milling those 4 cards, but... eh. A big eh in that regard. So the board wipe could come this turn if they get the land they need. But it's not feeling like that's necessarily the case. Both our opponents that we've... Well, I don't know, I'm not going to say we've won yet. Because we definitely haven't. I mean, we're kind of like, our next turn is looking at sacrificing Gates of Istfel, rather than anything else. Which is beautiful cards. I love the art on this. Like the Aurora against the wall, if the, like, Underworld. Ooh, nice. That's not far off a board wipe, I suppose, and it's they've now put a bigger creature than we can deal with in front of us. A measly free illusion, but it exists. Okay, cool. Well, the Wandering Emperor means we can start buffing up stuff, including Pashar. Like, I didn't think Hamar Pashar would see so much,
I've got new moves to teach you.
buffing and getting auras and such. But now we're in the territory of the game where Dimir is probably going to have the upper hand on us, which is late game 6 cards in hand while we have a measly island. But they also still suffering in lands quite badly. So we'll block with the Gob. I want to try and keep the Wandering Emperor around, and if we're going to get rid of this illusion, we're going to do it by minusing to the Wandering Emperor rather than letting it hit for free. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's happening with my sound. Something's happening with the sound here, isn't it? But, okay, so we shall get rid of this illusion. I think it's time to sacrifice Gate to this Istel, which is 6 mana, but it has to be done. So we can stay in this game in some regard. And there's Dusk Dawn. Dusk Dawn is fantastic because that means it will get all our stuff back. It does require a lot of mana in one turn to get away with those, so we'll try and get rid of Ashiok. If they let us, that is. They might want to exile our graveyards. Pretty bad. They might not want to. So let's see where their priorities are, if they want to keep this little fishy. I mean, they could just keep the little fish. This creature can't be blocked, fish. I'm glad we have a fish token. I hope fish becomes a much more appreciated creature type. Ah, they drown us in the lock. That's fine. We can play a commander again. We're not even venturing into the dungeon that much right now, so really not that fussed about that. Dusk Dawn, right, so Dusk Dawn, hopefully they play some big, like the Doom Whisperer level of scary, and we can dusk it. And then they would then have the opportunity to play Ashiok and mill us away before we dawn. So that doesn't seem like a plan necessarily. That's a 9 mana play, and we currently have 7. So actually, Celsus seems really good then, doesn't it? Celestus, pardon me. As long as counter spells are not too affluent. Wandering Emperor gets a little nudge from a fish. And Tenacious Sundog. Okay, that's alright. Cool, yeah, so we're Celestus. No, that wasn't the Celestus. That's the Celestus. And maybe Hamar Pashar. Yeah, let's Hamar Pashar. Okay, Hamar Pashar. Hamar Pashar is so fun to say. Say Hamar Pashar 5 times. Everyone's sat at home. That'd be fantastic. Hamar Pashar, Hamar Pashar, Hamar Pashar. Yeah, I really don't know what's going on with the audio here. We'll reset before next game, but all the like clanging and ganging that usually happens is completely gone. So check out the I think we'll have to come back to that. So I think I viewed a card, and when you view a card, it makes the audio all like bassy in the background. Oh, Dream Eater. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got a decent board to clear up. They're going to bounce something, which will be really beneficial for us. Actually, we're about to board wipe. Might be the what would it be? What would I bounce? I'd probably bounce. I'd bounce the land. No, non-land permanent. So it might just be the Gobbo. The Gobbo is like fairly easy to get rid of, right? Oh, they're not going to bounce anything. Fair enough. It's a shame we made Hamar Pashar in range of Dusk, because now we're going to lose Hamar Pashar. Oh, no. They've set up our board wipe perfectly. Fantastic. And then I think the underdog's going to go for Wandering Emperor, and the fish is also going to go for Wandering Emperor. Okay, we'll block the thing with our Goblin, and then we'll get all of our graveyard back, which will be super nice. So, Temple of Enlightenment, not interested in 50 feet of rope right now, but we are interested in killing their board and reviving our graveyard. Look at that, lovely. And we'll make the little gargoyle a little bit cheekier. We can't block the fish, so we might as well attack. There we go, nice. I mean, we can't block the Tenacious Underdog. We can block the Tenacious Underdog, so that was a bad move. But we'll see if they blitz it. They have to lose life to do that. And then we can't Apparition it, actually. That's a bit unfortunate. Mage's Attendant, kind of giving it a bit of a trial run here. I think that it probably belongs more in heavy Blink style decks, but even then, the amount of money you have to leave up. It's a very interesting card. I think we haven't seen enough of this yet. I think it's going to probably start getting a bit more value soon, or a bit more play. It's presumably the Murderous Rider as well? No, let's just see it as Murderous Rider, yeah. Cool. Well, it's Nature Underdog dies, and then we go to our turn with the Celestis. This audio is freaking me out as much as it is you, actually. Um, let's. Okay, so what's quite good here is we don't need Pashar for a decent time now. We can see what we get with Keys to the Archive, and our least valuable card, I think, is the Mage's Attendant. Or we could just get rubbish cards from these, but I think we'll go with the Lightning Helix to kill the Murderous Rider. And then we'll discard Mage's Attendant, yeah. And then we can Inspiring Overseer, draw another card, and Hanged Executioner, which again probably doesn't belong in the deck. I like the ETB here. Creating these two, exiling a command is pretty fun, and having the go wide ability is quite nice. And it seems to be how we've been doing a lot of our games so far, is just going wide. Yeah, I guess we'll just talk about that, but I think we're seeing a Meathead Massacre here, aren't we? So let's, or some sort of equivalent board wipe. Let's see. Planar Ally is actually, like, it's only decent in this deck, and I don't think we'd ever see it in another deck, unless it was like Angels that was really, really crawling for something decent. If they don't play a card here, we actually get to, okay, they do play a card. Is it going to be Keys to the Archive they go for, or Celestis? Celestis. I mean, Keys to the Archive is literally the key to playing Lightning Helix. We can't play it without that. But also the Celestis does provide us any color of mana, I believe. Yeah, it provides us any color of mana. So let's Planar Ally. Yeah, we'll Planar Ally. We'll Helix this Meteor Golem. And then we can hold up Hanged Executioner if we need to exile something like, for example, the Blitzing thing that keeps coming back annoyingly. Where are we in our quest? Okay, we've only made it past the cave entrance. The next thing to do, right? No, I think we got the goblins earlier. Yeah, we got the goblins earlier. So actually, we are on to the next phase, which is putting +1/+1 camps and stuff. Yeah, let's block with the planar ally. If they try and kill it, we can just hang an executioner. Yep, sure, grand. Maybe they have like a dead weight or something they want to put on the planar ally. I'm not sure what that attack was about. Maybe they just wanted to gain life. Who knows? Massacre Girl. Until end of turn, whenever a creature dies a turn, each other creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1. Right, so whenever a creature dies this turn, so is that a... Doesn't really matter because everything's dying anyway, isn't it? But we'll get rid of the Massacre Girl with the Hanged Executioner. And then everything dies, unfortunately. Massacre Girl, a fantastic card. Really, really a fantastic card, and one that is hard to remember when you're... does it? Yeah, it still triggers. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Good future reading. We have no cards. We have no lands we can sacrifice. All we have is what's in hand, which is Samar, Pashar, and Skyclave. Field of Ruin's nice, I suppose. We can kill something. Maybe that Crawling Baron's going to get out our way at some point, but yeah, it is kind of stagnating now. They are only on 10, and we are on 30, which is quite a nice life gap, but their commander doesn't do that much. They can like put loads of mana into the Crawling Barons, I suppose. They've got 4 cards in hand, which could be really good, could be really bad. Let's see. I mean, I'd be tempted just to do, okay, sacrifice creature, discard a card everyone enters that. If you defend sacrifice creature, discard a card and loses 4 life. Well, that's mean, isn't it? Okay, so we sacrifice creature, discard Skyclave. Let's kill their Crawling Barons before they can do anything with that, and just to make the slight probability. No, there's 2 lands on the bottom, so we don't want to shuffle because then we're moving 2 lands further to the top. So we're not even going to destroy their lands at this point. Oh, that's what you want to see though. ECD. There we go. We're probably not going to see the other side of it because they can exile our graveyard, but it keeps us alive for a little bit longer. For a finale, this is pretty fun. Are they going to pump mana into the Crawling Barons instead, though? They can do that. They do have 2 turns to answer the Elspeth and whatever. Right. I do not know how the Caution of Eternity works. Whenever a creature you control dies, put it on the left, take 2 life. Whenever a creature to the battlefield, activates sorcery, they destroy ECD. Okay. Sure. This is awesome. I've not seen this enough in Commander. This is so cool. It does cost 12. Maybe belongs in the Hitsuguru deck. Okay, we'll just let them play some more stuff so we can just kill it again, but it's kind of a bit redundant when the Cauldron of Eternity is going to keep reanimating stuff. Maybe the Crawling Barrens becomes a big thing. They have got 24 cards in their graveyard, some of which are really good. So not going to block. Just going to leave it. And come on, play some creatures. Empty your graveyard in hand. Let us see what you have. We need to be careful because this, what was it? What was this random creature that we exiled? Dusk Mangler. That's a really nice card. I've not seen that one before. Dream Eater. Okay, so Dream Eater, go on, return the key to the archive. That'd be wonderful if you did that. Even Hana or Pashar would be nice. And they are hurting themselves quite a lot by doing this. It's probably why they're not playing the Tenacious Underdog as much. It's because it costs mana to do so. But they are going to Surveil 4, which means they get a fundamentally large number of cards into their graveyard from their deck. Let's see. Yep, that's a cat. And they're going to return. Oh, they're going to return their Meteor Golem. I see. No, there has to be ours. Okay, cool. Nice. And it's May, so they don't have to, but we'll return to our hand. Nice. And if they could just reanimate something else, that'd be grand. I'd really like to see that. Nope. Okay, my turn. It's the Plains. Shame. I mean, it's worth it, isn't it? Let's just Day of Judgment, drag this out a little longer. They do have to pay quite a lot of life to play their stuff now. So there is a vague possibility that we could just catch them out, I suppose. And they put the things on the bottom of their library too, so they can't even play the same threats, which is awesome. Okay, thank you, Cauldron of Eternity. I forgot about that aspect. And Hana Pashar can stay in hand for a bit, I think. Or maybe we did want to play it. They're going to sacrifice the mines, by the looks of it. Also, what's going on with this purple stuff? Okay, so all the stuff on the bottom is purple because it was dealt with the Cauldron of Eternity. Nice. They're going to buff up that Crawling Barrens? They are. Well, let's just destroy it before... Nah, let's not destroy it. Let's just keep going. Let's let them do that. The only problem we do need to worry about is them making it hexproof, which probably won't happen. In a Ashiok Dream Renderer deck, I doubt they have much protection for... Well, they might do, actually. They do have quite large threats. They're probably worth having a little scour, see what they've got, but nah, it doesn't look like there's much protection going on here. Surveil 3, and then... Okay, cool. So they're going to reanimate, presumably Dusk Whisperer? That's the next best thing, right? Or Angel of Suffering? Angel of Suffering could be quite dangerous. Let's see. Yep, 2 more cards that have what is basically flashback, so that's cool. And they go for the Dusk Whisperer. Cool. Happy with that. They can surveil as much as they like, paying 2 life without... Yeah, that's great. Let's see. And Benevolent Best. Cool. That's fine. We're not going to be countering anything, I don't think. How many lands do we even have left in this deck? Let's see. Well, actually, we'll have our turn first, but I think we don't have that many lands left. Soul Herder is a thing. Well, we might as well play our commander in Soul Herder then, start blinking the Soul Herder. Pashar. The Hama Pashar. The Hama Pashar. Just to get some camps on Soul Herder, I suppose, because they are still they're at a really low amount of life, so it's not worth giving up yet because they could just always mess up in some capacity where we have a window to get them. So we're going to let them keep playing. Well, not let them keep playing. They're currently the ones who are definitely on track to kill us with a 3-turn clock of 8 damage in the air. So that's turn 1. And have we shuffled now? I don't think we have we? But maybe we want to shuffle to get rid of the Crawling Barrens. Oh, Mind Flayer. Oh, that's mean. Soul Herder returns battlefield under its owner's control. So yeah, they can steal our whole board, so I think that's a pretty GG moment. But we'll see what we draw first. We'll get rid of this Crawling Barrens. Why not? I just want to destroy something of theirs before we lose. Before we lose this almost 20-minute game. Yeah. We'll get an island. And we had, on top we had what's it called? The free drop. The free drop, the free drop, the free drop. I'm bad with names as well. This is part of the reason I use it. We have the free drop, the Adventures Dungeon, and that's a Hello Phantom, so I think that's a good game. We're going to say good game and end it on that. Lovely. Shame. All right, well, we took a bit of a break. I took a bit of a break after the last one because that was a long game. So we got Monk class, we got Gavin Wombad, we got this is terrible hand. We're going to go for another one. Nope, we're not. We're going to keep that one because I can't even press the right button. So they're going to get some snow-covered forests. And we are against a pretty scary commander, but I'm very happy to see Duskdawn turn up. Monk class. I love Monk class. Monk class is a card that we should see more of, in my opinion. Makes cards cost less mana when they're the second cards that we cast in a turn. And we can also start exiling cards off our library, and we can cast them as long as they're the second cast that as long as a card has already been cast that turn. So yeah, pretty fun. We can also just straight up bounce whatever they do. So for example here, we could just get rid of this Tireless Provisioner, which would probably be a recommended move. Yeah, let's I don't know, maybe we want to start with Hana, Pashar and Displace the Beast, but no, let's go Gavany Dawnguard actually. I don't mind trading that, and we can maybe get some value over the course of the game. Unfortunately, the audio is still not working to its full effect. There is absolutely no music. And believe me, it's not turned off. So, right, up next we have a treasure token, so they can just go straight into a Shire, which they choose to. That means we can just dusk this board away quite happily. Or we could just bounce a Shire and make them play it again next turn, which I think is probably worth doing, actually. So we'll do that. We'll bounce the Shire. Goodbye. Oh, non-land. Okay, treasure it is. Why can't we? Oh, they're all lands. Ha 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 ha. The Shire caught us out there, but we are at least going to get the trigger from Dusktown the Dawn with Gavany Dawnguard and get ourselves a creature. Or not. Okay, cool. Well, let's move on with our lives then. So, the Shire and Ancient Greenwood. There we go, right. This is the board to Duskdawn if I've ever seen one. Yep, they get another land, so they get another 2 triggers. So more treasure. That's a lot of treasure. Maybe they can use all the treasure. If they use all the treasure and just empty their hand into really big threats, then we can just kill with Duskdawn, and we are in business. So far, that looks like the case. Nice. This means things can't be counted. Okay, that's fine. We'll try again with our... Nope, that's 4 lands in a row, which means we're probably not going to see a land for the rest of the game now, but we will dusk and say goodbye to that nasty board. It's going to be very satisfying. If they scoop, I wouldn't be opposed to that at this point. But they do have 4 treasures, so maybe they have the perfect hand and they have a, what do they call it, defensive. Okay, alright, they're just going to keep the Ancient Green one. That's not the end of the world, I suppose. We can go into 2 things that cost. We can go Hana Pashar. If we draw a land, we can go Hana Pashar into Displace the Beast due to Monk cards making things cheaper. They're going to redraw it up to 5, which is up to 7, which is really nice. Mono Green doing what Mono Green does, of winning. And Beast Whisperer. Okay, I think we're in a good place now. We're only slightly very far behind. Cool, lovely. Well, we can go Hana Pashar and Displace the Beast to start triggering those dungeon effects. Yeah, we need to scry our way into something good. Ugin would be really nice. Or Elspeth would be good too, but we really want to get land for the long term. Yep, there we go. And they don't really want to attack with the Beast Whisperer at this point, because Displace the Beast can just trade with it. So Ugin can kill the Green Warden, and then depending on however many other things they choose to cast this turn, because they could just have a whole bunch of mana, we will see. So they've gone 6 to a Shire again. And we just want to see another board wipe in that case, really. All the roots. Cool. Ancient Green Warden. No blocks. Okay, cool. Right. And Leafkin Druid. Let's draw another card. Cool. Well, we're standing our ground fairly well. But this Ancient Green Warden is causing us a lot of trouble. So, how much do we have? We don't have anything decent really in our graveyard at this point. So maybe we just want to go Facet and Gideon. And then we create a couple of tokens that can block. Yeah, that seems alright. And we'll give our Displace the Beast indestructible. It doesn't really matter. We're probably not attacking with it. And then we're blinking anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Blink the Beast, get 2 gobos. Or do we want treasure? No, we don't want treasure. I think we want blockers. There we go. Lovely. And Gideon might just draw some attention as well, which would be really appreciated. We can start mole drifting and maybe blinking that instead. Now, Leah Keen Eyes means that they are just going to be doing mono green things very well now. Their creatures cost 1 less. And Primeval Bounty as well. We need an Ondu inversion pretty bad right now. Ugin, like when you get to the point where you're like, I don't even know what to hit with my Ugin, it's a bad sign. It's a very bad sign indeed. But hey, we're going to venture into the dungeon one more time. So Muldrifter, in fact, there's Muldrifter on the cheap. That does count as casting a spell, which is good as well. Draw 2 cards, and Planar Ally is a thing that exists. Not necessarily what I wanted to see at this point in the game. Go for blue, and maybe we just want to tap something down. Yeah, I think we just want to tap something down with Fassa. We could have made this indestructible attack with it and then blinked it, but what's the point at this point? We will, yeah, we'll tap something down with Fassa, I suppose, because we can also make 2 things -4/-0 with. Oh no, we don't have fungal caverns. We'll make some things bigger then. We'll just make this space big enough to kill. No. We want to make Pashar big enough to block these beasts, and I think that a goblin can benefit from a token too. Why not? Cool, and over to them. So we can exile something with Gideon, which would be really useful. But this is insane. They have 6 cards in hand. They have 2 ways to draw cards through casting and attacking and dealing damage. They have Castle Garenbrig to go. Yeah, let's just see how this turns out. Now they can play cards at the top of their library. In fact, we're just going to say good game at this point. That was a good try, but hey ho. Mono green, awesome. Okay, final game is against the ever equipping SRAM. Still experiencing a lot of heat in the UK right now, so my brain is definitely not in the name to name random cards from several sets ago. Although SRAM is definitely a commander staple, so this probably deserves more of a title than random card. Part of keeping this hand was that Delver's Torch and Sungold Sentinel, alright, but let's just foretell this Raven form, because we might need to just deal with SRAM next turn, and we need the mana to do that. Yeah, it's cold still hard. We need to get rid of SRAM. SRAM gets ridiculous very quickly. I'll give him a Raven instead. The Raven can definitely be equipped with some fun things, but not on our watch. And look, we can play 50 feet of rope to make sure that target wall can't block this turn. And we can also tap down the bird for good if we wanted to. Light pause. Well, that's good, because we can touch the spirit realm that as soon as we draw another land. Very much playing a weird control role here. The sound is still not back. I'm very sorry. Hopefully for the next episode we are sorted the sound issues. Every time I reboot the game, it seems to be just fine. So touch Spirit Realm, get rid of Light Pause. I'm very happy about that. And then they give up. Okay, did not expect that, but I think it's very safe to say that Hamar Pashar is fun. It's all right. We never really went down a dungeon enough to really get the full experience out of it. So even if you're trying to have the fun dungeon experience, I'd definitely not have Hamar Pashar as commander, because it's almost impossible to get anywhere with it. So anyway, thank you for watching. Share, subscribe, and all that. It's good stuff. Have a good one. Bye.